Right. Hi, how's everyone doing? Great? Anyways, I'm Justin Wu. I work for PayPal, Braintree, Venmo. The way this works is PayPal owns Braintree, Braintree owns Venmo, eBay is owned PayPal, but now it's split. I'm a developer advocate. That's my email, that's my Twitter handle. Just a quick intro on Braintree. We're a way to make it easy to accept payments. We accept Apple Pay, Android Pay, Bitcoin by Coinbase, Venmo, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Discover, and PayPal, all through one simple integration platform. But here's what I'm going to talk about. I'm actually a big payment geek, just like you guys, because we're at a FinTech conference. I love it. I feel I'm with my crowd, with my fellow homies. No, I shouldn't even said that. But anyway, I'm a payment geek, and just like any other payment geek, I love to come out with like payment-related jokes. So anyone heard of like a really bad joke of somebody, like a few priests or rabbi going to a bar? I came up with a similar joke, basically titled "A credit card form walks into a bar." So a credit card form walks into a bar. He says to the bartender, "I've been having a hard time meeting people." The bartender says, "Wait, aren't you supposed to be good at generating interest?" Get it? Right? Isn't that good, right? Right, thank you so much. Okay, end of presentation. No, but see, this is great. You guys understand it, because like you guys are FinTech payment folks too, right? So really, this title of this talk is Make Me Pay You. It's supposed to be a credit card form walks into a bar, or more likely a series of bad jokes by Justin Wu that you only need to listen to for 18 more minutes. Anyway, the reason why I like to make fun of this, why I like to joke about this is because a lot of payment pages out there look like this, like GeoCities, right? Have you guys seen a payment page that seems like it was built in like 1980s, right? You guys have seen that, right? I'll show you an example of one, and I apologize if anyone was working in any of these pages. We all want to help you guys together. So this is a page, pay.gov, by the government. It's a gift to reduce the public debt. But this is the payment screen itself. So to pay to reduce the public debt, this is what you need to do. You need to scroll right and more and down just to give the government some money, which is it's tough, right? This is a mobile web page itself. And then there's warnings all over the place. It's just difficult for people to pay you, right? So my talk really is about Justin thinks merchants do to make paying online difficult, right? The first thing which I think they do, is make something like GeoCities, right? Not make the design great. So really, I'll present a series of good ideas and bad ideas. One good idea I like to talk about, I'm going to talk about in my presentation, is Uber, right? You guys use Uber, right? And the great thing about Uber is that you don't have to deal with this anymore. You don't have to whip out your credit card. You don't have to choose what tip you're going to do. You just walk out of the cab. They really revolutionized that, right? It's just so easy to pay your Uber driver. Just walk out. Anyway, number one, add a captcha, right? You guys have seen this, right? Right? And you guys have seen it on donation forms, right? Captcha, right? And it's hey, I want to give you money. I promise you I'm not a robot, right? The worst thing is this is airplane Wi-Fi, right? We understand that this is for hackers who are testing credit cards, but I doubt someone is going to take a plane ride from New York to San Francisco and try out every single credit card, right? So why do you have to add a captcha? If you do need to add a captcha, why not use this thing called Google reCAPTCHA? It's super simple, right? See that checkbox down there? All you need to do is click it. That's how simple it is to do. And it detects through your mouse movements whether you're a robot or not, right? Or let's say it can't detect you're a robot, then you choose which one's a cat and then which one's a turkey. So it makes it really fun to fill out a captcha. The second thing that I don't like is asking users to register, or more likely asking users to register before purchasing, right? You guys have seen that, right? It's why? I want to give you money. Do you need to ask me to register? Let me just give you my money, throw my credit card at you, right? So Wood does this, right? I don't agree with it. Again, I apologize if you guys are working on this. But it's the epitome of impulse purchases, right? You have literally 24 hours to buy a Simmons curved gel topper. So they want you to impulse purchase, buy this, but they ask you to sign up. And it's tough on a mobile device. It's even tougher to do that. What's a good idea? A good idea is Walmart. Yes, Walmart. They have a continue as a guest checkout. Why not just do that? Very simple, right? Or Crate & Barrel. Again, guest checkout. They make it so simple for you to check out. Another thing, they don't store your credit card info online. So this is what happens on United Wi-Fi, right? They ask me to log in, right? They ask me to sign up, but they don't store my credit card information online. And I'll show you a good example of someone who really does that, right? Hotel Tonight. Have you guys used this? So they do a good job of actually storing. So what they do is you can select a hotel with a few clicks of the button. The way they do that, the way they make payments simple, is they store your credit card information. So you got 2 payment methods down there and 2 different credit cards. The way they do that, actually, they store their credit card information with us in our vault, in our PCI compliance solution, right? And again, Uber does this too. That's how they make it so easy. You can choose which payment method you want to do. And yes, they store it in our vault, right? I'll show you a brief overview of our vault on how they can store it, right? So again, here's our vault, and you can see that I stored a bunch of my customers down there. Yes, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber do buy for me sometimes. I'm kidding. That's just a bad joke. But you can also check to see whether the cards are expiring, and you can also export new customers. So again, this is all in our dashboard itself. All right, let me move on. So, okay, that's our vault, right? Here's another joke. An American Express walks into a bar in Moscow. The bartender says, "Sorry, mate, you aren't allowed in here without a visa." Oh yeah, you got it, right? Okay, great, thank you. Isn't that great, right? I love this. I love this conference. Second thing, don't auto check the credit card type. This is something that I'm sure all of you are just like, why don't you do it, right? Because you guys know that the credit card type can be identified by the first few digits, right? Yet we see websites that, I mean, it's even a Wikipedia article, literally a blatant copy of Wikipedia is up there that tells you which number corresponds to the credit card type. Yet you see websites like this, I'm not going to name who, but that ask the user to select which credit card type. They already know. You already know which credit card type it is, so don't ask people to select it, especially on a mobile device. So what's a good idea? A good idea is use things like this. Using jQuery to build a website. There's a jQuery plugin. You're using JavaScript. There's a JavaScript plugin to do that too. It's all over the place. And even us, we have a GitHub NPM module that does this for you, that literally all you need to do is plug it in and install it, and it's going to detect the credit card type for you really, really simply. Right, another joke. A credit card form walks into a bar. He tries to pick up someone at the bar. They turn him down. The credit card form looks at the bartender and says, "Well, this is awkward. Normally, I'm the one who declines." Okay, I know. Thank you. Trust me, it's only 13 more minutes of this and then no more. Anyway, card security number, CVC CID, right? Super simple, right? This is super simple information, right? All you need to do is say the Visa, the identification number, Visa, MasterCard is at the back, and American Express is in the front, right? But yet, you see like stuff like this where, you know, the bubbles don't even line up with the correct place, and like who has time to read so much text, right? So why not make it simpler, make it easier, make it fun, right? And again, this is all the information that you need to tell the user about how to enter in their security number. What's a good idea? I'll show you a really good idea. This really cool library it's free and it's open source out there, right? So what you do is, actually it's already done that for me, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that, right? You type it in 411, change to Visa, isn't that amazing, right? Goes there, and then you want to hit CVC, flips to the back, right? Really, really cool. And another one here, right? 411111111, right? 0120, and then after you type your name, you can click to the other side to flip to the back. So like super simple, super neat, right? I mean, the user doesn't need to think, they're very familiar with that. Come on, okay, another joke. A credit card form walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Why do you keep coming in here day after day?" The credit card form looks at him miserably and says, "I'm just looking for some validation." Right, great, right? It's great, I love it, isn't it? Thank you. I love it. See, normally conferences, people are like, "What are you talking about? This is a fintech conference, I love it." Okay, anyway, not validating the credit card field in line. This is what I use to impress my friends at the bar. Literally, you guys know this. You can do this with every single credit card. I'm talking about the LUN algorithm. Every single credit card, you can do this. I love this algorithm. Literally, so every credit card, the last digit is a check digit, right? So the reason why it's there is because you can take any credit card, and I'm not saying this is my credit card. This might be my boss's credit. I don't know whose credit card it is, but I'll show you. You can do this with every single credit card to check whether it's valid. Take the credit card, flip it. See, the 4 in the front becomes the 4 in the back. 9 in the back becomes 9 in the front. And then you second every digit. See, 9, 1. 1 becomes 2, 4 becomes 8, 5 becomes 10, becomes a 0, right? So you double every second digit, and then you add them all up. If they're divisible by 10, it's a valid credit card. You can literally go to any bar and say, "Hey, can I have your credit card?" I'll show you that's a valid credit card by doing a lot. No, don't do that. That's bad. It never works. Trust me, I've tried it. Anyway, the reason why this is great, because companies like Amazon, what they do is they do client-side detection. They do a LUN check before they send the credit card off to the server, right? Before I send off to the server, on the client, when I hit add your card, it does a LUN check there, which is great, because then you don't need to waste time sending to the server. And yes, we even have a library on GitHub, a Braintree GitHub library that will do a LUN check for you. So you can do this client-side validation for you instantaneously, right, without wasting time. Another thing that people don't do is limit the number of digits. Why is this important? I'll show you. So American Express, there's always 15 digits. Visa, 13 or 16. MasterCard, 16. Right? So you don't have to, you make sure that the text field, right, doesn't go past 16 digits, because sometimes people enter more digits than others. I'll show you a very cool example of how this is implemented that makes it really, really cool. Now remember, it's a number of digits, right? All the digits are the same. So look at this. Now this is for a mobile device. It's actually on Uber. But what it does is that it detects the credit card type, it spaces it out accordingly, and then when it hits 16 digits, it moves on to the date and month, right? See, really cool because it knows how many digits a credit card is supposed to have. So that's what makes it really cool. Okay, all right. So I'll talk about Braintree, PayPal, right? I'll talk about our form that we do. So as you guys know, some of you guys might know, I have a blind dog, and yes, I like to build a web page. I build a web page that charges people when they want to pet him and stuff like that. But I'll show you the credit card form that we have right here. So this is our credit card form. This is an iframe. Literally, what we do is we do self-detection of the credit card type. We space out the digits, and yes, we do client detection of client-side LUN detection too. So we make it super simple for you to put in this form, just with a few lines of JavaScript code. Literally, like that's all the JavaScript code that I put in there. All right. But what I want to show you is that in case you didn't like our form, right? In case you didn't like our form down here to put into your code, you can actually build your own form because you have this new thing called hosted fields, right? So look, this looks like the form that I just put in there, correct? But it's not. It's actually, I built it using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you can actually modify it. You can actually take this code and modify it. So let's say you don't like the color. So I'm not a designer, as you can tell. So let's say you want to make it green, you can make it green. Or let's say you love Comic Sans. Well, you can make it Comic Sans itself too. Or let's say you want to make it look really ugly and you want to make the background color magenta. You can do that too. And better yet, let's say you want to make it horrible. You can even turn it upside down. So again, I'm not recommending to do this. And yet, no, this is not our credit card form, but I'm just showing you how easily modifiable it is, right? For you to change the form with our validation, with our form, right? With all those goodness in the LUN check algorithm, number of digits detection, etc., etc. All right, so that's our form. It's our Braintree developer form. Another one of my pet peeves is not showing the appropriate keyboard layout. So you know this, right? In the card number, the easiest way to do that is to use a telephone keypad, right? But what do? You rip out your phone, and then you're stuck with the alphabetical keyboard. And what do? You switch, and then you hit the numerical keyboard, and then you just waste time going to the numerical keyboard. Why don't you automatically move the user to the numerical keyboard? I'll show you an example. The easiest way to do that is to put them to the telephone keyboard, right? Now, in this example, it's funny. They use a card number as a telephone keyboard, and then the card security code, which is a number, they use the alphabetical keyboard. So it's like, why do you do that? I don't even know. There's even a website on this, mobileinputtypes.com. Literally, it's as easy as doing this. Input type equals to telephone. If you do that on your input type, it's going to set it to telephone number. That's how easy it is. All right. So last thing a few more things I'll talk about is make it difficult to enter credit card information on a mobile device. So as you guys know, I already showed you like pay.gov, right? Like it's very difficult for people to pay you. I'm going to show you a few good ideas. Like the great idea that I want to show you here is Uber. All right, so give me some time to set it up. Have you guys used, I'm sure everyone here, 7 Square, everyone's used Uber before, right? Right? But one thing that people always ask me, like, what's an example of a great application that does the payment flow really good? And I say, look at Uber, and I'll show you why. There we go. Okay, great. So this is, I hope you guys can see this. But basically, when I hit add payment, now look at this. With one single input, I don't even need to move my thumb. I just use one hand right here, right? It's like magic, right? I hit 4111. It automatically, again, detects the credit card type and the length of the credit card, just like just now. I can enter in the valid expiration date and the CVV, all in one single input, right? Like, how beautiful is that, right? Isn't it like just amazing, right? As a credit card geek, like I love this, really. And the other thing that they do, right, that they do really good is as you add a payment, you can even scan your card, right? Now, they use a library called card.io by PayPal. And again, yes, my live credit card, boom, just like that. You can copy my credit card down, buy yourself a couple of drinks. And they also accept PayPal. So they use card.io to do that. Furthermore, let me show you. So now is a very interesting thing. Now is a very interesting time. In the latest iOS, you can actually do this in the browser. So let me show you in Amazon.com. This is the browser. This is not an application, right? When I select card number, you can hit scan your credit card, and you can literally scan the credit card in the browser itself. And the way you can do that, right, is set your input type equals to add credit card number and input type, or input name, equals the card number. So again, in the browser, you can do exactly what you did in card.io, right? And again, this is only supported in iOS, in Safari. All right, let me talk about taking it to the next level, right? So what am I talking about? I'm talking about like the mobile revolution. Have you guys seen like this hockey stick curve of like mobile commerce and how mobile has been taking off like crazy? I guess what you don't know is that this is actually the Google Trends on selfie sticks. And I like to show this because it proves everyone knows about mobile devices taking off like crazy. But what I'm thinking about in mobile, right, it's just like Uber, make the experience invisible so people don't even think about it. Yes, it's creepy, but it's taking it to the next level, right? So let me talk about two different examples. One is Dorothy, where you put a device in your shoes and it clicks, and when you click your heels, you can order an Uber to where you're at, right? Or Zappos, I know this is creepy, but it tracks when your shoe mileage is done, or whenever you ran enough miles in your shoe, and then it reminds you to buy a new pair, or maybe even buy a new pair for you. Or what Starbucks does nowadays is before you even reach the store, it knows when you're reaching your favorite store, and then it orders a Starbucks for you. Or Reserve, my favorite app here, which you can book the restaurant, you can order the meal and pay the meal all through one single app itself. Yeah, I just think it's like taking it to the next level. You're not even thinking about it, you're just doing it, right? Okay, a credit card walks into a bar. The bartender says, "I haven't seen you in a while." The credit card looks at him and says, "Yeah, I had to go to jail. I was charged with bad humor." Okay, anyway, that's the last of my jokes. I'm Justin Wu, Venmo, Braintree, PayPal, developer advocate. That's my email and that's my Twitter. Thank you so much for paying attention to me and listening to my jokes.